real Marshall Mathers please stand up?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times parents sued their children.
People can make their own judgments.
Right.
I did what I had to do for myself.
For this list, we'll be looking at infamous moments where parents tried to extract some sweet money from their children or punish them in a court of law. We'll explore notorious cases with celebs and normal folk. Number 10. Meester's mistake. Having made her name as an actor and singer, Leighton Meester's life took a hit in 2011. At the time, she supported her brother Alexander, who had undergone brain surgery, by sending their mother Constance $7,500 a month to care for him. However, Meester accused her mother of being an addict and spending the cash on cosmetic procedures instead. As such, she issued a lawsuit.
I know you're upset, Mother.
However, Constance fired back with a countersuit claiming she was promised a one-off $30,000 and an additional $10,000 per month to look after Alexander and herself. Her suit added up to $3 million altogether. She also claimed her daughter physically attacked her. In 2012, the judge ruled in Meester's favor.
I would never put my fate in someone else's hands, and that's why I always win.
Number 9. Offspring Thieves. In 2017, millionaire property developer Manny Davidson and his wife Brigitte lived primarily in Monaco. However, the family also owned the sprawling 18-acre Lie Grove house in Gloucestershire, England, that neighbored King Charles Highgrove Estate. They left the property in their children's hands, Maxine and Gerald, through a trust. The couple was told they would be able to use the Lie Grove house. Instead, their kids started the process to sell it. Then the Davidsons discovered 600 precious items and artwork had been removed, totaling £17 million. So they took their children to court. The kids countersued for £3 million worth of items they claimed their parents took. In 2018, they settled on some of the objects. Number 8. Libel lawyers. Tiana Bartoletta is one of the US's athletic greats. With several gold medals and championships, she also has 3 Olympic gold to her name from the 2012 and 2016 events. But shortly after her London heroics, Bartoletta and her then-husband John Bartoletta found themselves being sued for libel by her parents, Robert and Joe Madison. She had spoken publicly about her parents mishandling her finances and that they had let a boy into the house they knew had abused Bartoletta at school. Her parents denied the allegations and were looking for $25,000 in damages. In the end, the case was dropped, and Bartoletta and her parents began mending their fractured relationship. Number 7. Grandchild wanted. While some parents might use tactics to guilt their kids into producing grandchildren for them, Sanjeev and Sadhana Prasad from Uttarakhand, India, went a lot further with their son Shrey Sagar in 2022. They claimed that since they used their life savings to raise him and paid for his pricey $80,000 wedding and honeymoon and his $65,000 pilot training, then they were entitled to a grandkid from him and his wife, Shubhagangi Singha, who wed in 2016.
So the son was married 6 years ago. The court accepted their petition and is scheduling a hearing on this in northern India.
The Prasads issued a lawsuit claiming that if they didn't get the new addition to the family within a year, they should be handed compensation worth about $650,000. Yikes.
The lawsuit claims mental harassment. No comment yet from their son.
Number 6. Estranged economics. A woman known as Zhang from Guangzhou, China had a rough start in life. When she was only 2, her biological parents abandoned her as they couldn't afford to care for her, leaving her with relatives to be raised. After that, Zhang rarely spoke to her parents. Well, that changed in 2022 when she was issued a lawsuit by them. Previously, Zhang had splashed out some cash for her cousin to afford an apartment. When her parents reappeared shortly after, they wanted Zhang to pay for her biological brother's property too. When she turned it down, they demanded 500,000 won, around $73,000. To make it worse, the court said she needed to negotiate the amount and pay the parental maintenance fee. Number 5. Country Counterattack. Leanne Rimes burst onto the country music scene as a teenager in the 90s. Since then, her father Wilbur Rimes has helped her with her career and managed her finances, but that relationship fell apart in 2000 when she sued him. Rimes claimed her dad and his partner had taken $7 million from her and her management company over 5 years. She was looking for an unspecified amount since she wasn't sure what the final amount of the alleged theft was. Wilbur filed a countersuit claiming it was Rimes' overspending that was the cause. By 2002, the cases were settled for an undisclosed amount. From there, the duo began to repair the damage the lawsuits did.
We went through a very, very tough time. You know what I realized about that? It wasn't about the money at all. It was about I wanted my dad back.
Number 4. Thespian Tribunal. While getting plaudits for her work on Modern Family, behind the scenes, Ariel Winter was experiencing turmoil with her mother, Chrysula Workman.
It wasn't a supportive loving home. I had a really tough time.
In 2012, she issued a lawsuit against Winter's actor friend, Matthew Berlangi, for defamation. Workman claimed his comments about her, which included her being described as an abusive mother, were lies. In 2013, the case was dismissed in court.
Overnight, GMA obtained court documents that show a judge ordered Ariel's mother to have no contact with her daughter's professional relationships and business contacts.
At the same time, Winter was removing herself from her mother's care after allegations of abuse.
I don't really talk about the reason that I don't speak to my mother. It's kind of been publicized, but the reason I don't really share that is because I want to give her the same respect that she didn't give to me publicly.
Instead, she was under the temporary guardianship of her sister, Chanel Workman. In 2014, Workman withdrew her objections over the custody in court, and it was finalized. By 2015, Winter announced she was emancipated from her mother.
I think she wants the headlines. I think she craves attention. And if it means throwing your mother under the bus and hurting her and breaking her heart, she's going to do it.
Number 3, booted from the nest.
The simplest question, do you not want to find your own place?
In 2018, Christina and Mark Rotundo in Camillus, New York had a big issue. Their 30-year-old son, Michael. He was living with them at the time, but they wanted him to move and find a place of his own. They served him 5 notices, one with a 30-day eviction, and offered him $1,100.
The eviction of a grown man whose parents say they've had enough of his freeloading is making headlines across the country.
However, Michael wasn't keen on heading out and getting a job. He claimed he should be given a 6-month notice for eviction, so they all went to court to settle this debate. In the end, the judge ruled in his parents' favor.
Granting the eviction because I'm concerned about what's going on in this household. So I don't want you around that household.
As Michael began to move out to his cousin's place, he called the cops on his father, who was apparently withholding his Lego collection. Wow.
It's great not to have to be here anymore.
Number 2, Oceans Apart. Hoping to raise awareness for LGBTQ+ kids in 2016 after the horror at the Orlando nightclub, musician Frank Ocean posted on his Tumblr. He spoke about his father, Calvin Cooksey, and an instance at a diner when he used homophobic and transphobic language against a waitress when Ocean was a child, the last time he saw him. Well, Cooksey didn't like this. He sued his son for defamation and ruining his potential income from a music and film career. Cooksey demanded a massive $14.5 million in damages. In court, the judge ruled in Ocean's favor, claiming that Cooksey had failed to prove what his son said was defamation, and not just facts.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Mom's Bad Spaghetti.
Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous.
Today, Eminem and his mother, Deborah Nelson, have a decent relationship, but it was a mess in 1999. After referencing his mother's substance abuse in songs and to the press, Nelson issued a lawsuit against Eminem for defamation.
Marshall's got a tongue sharper than a razor, and everybody knows in his lyrics he can cut anybody down in a second. And that's his weapon.
She claimed she'd experienced severe stress from her son's allegations, resulting in the loss of her mobile home. Nelson requested $10 million in damages.
He needs to quit demeaning me. He needs to quit, making attacks on me. I mean, you don't do this to your mom. And it is so hard.
She then issued a second case, giving her a combined $11 million. However, in 2001, Nelson was awarded $25,000 by the judge, with $23,354 of that going to one of her former lawyers. As such, she was handed just around $1,600. In 2014, Eminem released the song Headlights as an apology to his mom.
So if I'm not dreaming, I hope you get this message that I will always love you from afar. You're my mom.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.